Okay, so I I have a confession to make.
Okay.
There are certain phrases in, the business world that the moment I hear them, I can feel my brain just trying to shut down.
I think I know where you're going with this.
It's like a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Fiscal year tax implication, that's one.
Strong contender.
Synergistic paradigm shift, another heavy hitter. But the reigning champion, the absolute title holder of boredom.
Let me guess. Data governance.
Data governance. It's just so dry.
It is. It's incredibly dry. You're not wrong.
It sounds like a textbook you're forced to buy and never, ever open. It just screams bureaucracy, rules for the sake of rules, and yet here we are.
We are. But before you hit that mental snooze button, let me frame our mission a little differently.
Okay.
You're right. Data governance is a terrible marketing term. It's technical. It's unsexy. But the concept behind it, it's essential for survival.
Survival. Okay, now that's high stakes for what sounds like filing paperwork.
In today's world, absolutely. And that's really the problem we're trying to solve today. We're not just talking about data governance itself. We're talking about a communication crisis.
A crisis.
Yeah. How do you describe this vital but incredibly boring concept to people who don't work in IT? How do you sell it to marketing or sales or your own CEO without them falling asleep?
So we need a translator, a way to turn the geek speak into, human speak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the source material we're looking at today is, frankly, brilliant for this. It's a strategy called the Data Governance Analogy Toolkit.
I do love a good analogy.
It's designed specifically to, and I love this word, sensitize the business side to these technical concepts. It uses simple, relatable images.
Okay.
And the one we're unpacking today is my absolute favorite because it's so universal. It takes this huge abstract idea and grounds it in a chore we all do.
All right, lay it on me.
We are going to look at data governance as laundry sorting.
Laundry sorting, huh? I have to admit, when I saw that in the notes, I was a bit skeptical. Are we really comparing a multi-million-dollar cloud infrastructure to a pile of dirty socks?
I get it. I had the same reaction at first. It sounds way too simple.
Right.
But that's the genius of it. Complexity is the enemy when you're trying to explain this stuff. You try to explain metadata lineage to a CEO, you've already lost. But everyone understands the panic of ruining a white shirt.
Yeah, we've all been there. I definitely understand my laundry machine better than I understand a SQL database.
And that's the entire point. So
Yeah.
the source material breaks it down like this. L is for laundry sorting. And the teaser here is that by the end of this deep dive, you will know exactly how to explain a complex data strategy to your boss using nothing but a metaphorical red sock.
A red sock. All right, let's do this. Let's unpack the laundry basket. Because my first thought is, I'm standing in front of the machine, I've got this mountain of clothes, and I have a choice.
Exactly. And that's where the analogy kicks off with the problem.
Hmm.
The source asks us to imagine doing laundry without any governance at all.
Okay, so that's the data dump method.
Yeah.
I just grab everything, whites, brights, delicates, towels, that wool sweater that shrinks if you even look at it, and just shove it all in the machine.
All together, no sorting, no classification, just one big dump into the system. Now, what's the digital version of that?
Oh, that's easy. That's the shared drive at every company I've ever worked at. You've got, marketing drafts from 2019 next to active financial records, next to some messy spreadsheet Dave made 5 years ago that no one can delete.
Exactly. Digital hoarding.
Yeah.
And it's all churning around in the same wash cycle. Now, in the real world of laundry, what happens when you do that?
Well, chaos. But specifically, if I have a new red sock in that pile of rogue element and I throw it in with my white dress shirts,
Yep.
everything turns pink.
Precisely. The source puts it very bluntly. Ignore sorting and everything turns pink.
The dreaded pink disaster.
It's a funny image, but that feeling when you open the door, you expect clean clothes, and instead you're hit with this irreversible mistake. That red sock, that's what the source calls rogue data.
Okay, so let's bridge this gap. What's the pink shirt scenario in a business? What's the corporate equivalent of ruining a load of laundry?
It's the unpleasant surprise. That's the key phrase from the source. It's when you run a report for the board meeting and the numbers are just completely wrong because someone mixed test data with live sales data. That's a pink shirt.
Oh, that's a nightmare. I can just picture the sales VP presenting Q3 numbers, all confident, and then someone points out the revenue is double what it should be.
Exactly. You've polluted the trusted asset.
Mhm.
Or think about privacy. Your database is the washing machine. You throw in customer names and addresses, that's your delicate silk, But then you also throw in a list of leads you bought that hasn't been vetted for consent.
The muddy soccer cleats.
Right. If you don't sort them, you might accidentally email people who opted out. You might expose private data. That is a massive lawsuit-level pink shirt.
I see. So when analytics are skewed because the inputs were garbage, or when there's a security breach because sensitive and non-sensitive stuff were all mixed up, that's the result of ignoring the sort.
That's it. The source really emphasizes that the pink effect is the immediate consequence. It's not just messy. The asset is actually ruined. You can't unpink a shirt easily, and you can't easily unbreach a data set.
That framing makes it feel so much more urgent. It's not just about being tidy, it's about preventing damage.
It shifts the stakes from nuisance to catastrophe.
Right.
Which brings us to the solution. The source gives a really clear definition. It says, governance separates, classifies, and manages for consistency.
Okay, let's break those down. Those sound exactly like the 3 steps of doing laundry properly.
They are. So let's start with separates.
Okay. In the laundry room, this is physical. I put wool over here, cotton over there, a pile for towels, a pile for gym clothes.
In data terms, it's exactly the same. You have to separate your assets based on what they are. You separate sensitive data like PII, personally identifiable information, from your general sales data.
You're creating different environments, different piles. So a failure in one doesn't bleed into another.
You cannot wash them together. That's rule number 1.
Okay, step 2 was classifies.
This is the labeling. In laundry, you look at the tag. You pick up a shirt.
Yeah.
You check the collar. Does it say dry clean only, wash cold? You're assigning a category to it.
Whites versus colors, delicates versus durable.
Right. And let's be honest, how many of us actually check the tags in real life?
Not nearly enough.
Maybe half the time.
Yeah.
But here's the argument you make to the business. You check the tag on your expensive silk blouse because you know the cost of not checking it.
The value of the asset determines the discipline.
Exactly. Classification in data governance is literally tagging a document or a database row as confidential, or internal use only, or public. If you don't label it, you don't know which pile it belongs in.
That makes perfect sense. And the third one, manages for consistency.
This is the actual wash cycle. This is where the rules get applied.
Ah, okay. So because I separated the wool sweater and I checked the tag that said wool, I now know to use the delicate cold setting on the machine.
Yes. You apply different handling rules depending on the pile. Sensitive data. Maybe that requires encryption and 2-factor authentication to access. That's your delicate cycle.
Public data, on the other hand, can be on the normal cycle for anyone in the company to access.
You got it. And this is the aha moment the source wants us to have. Governance isn't just bureaucracy. It's simply the act of sorting so you don't ruin the clothes.
Or the business assets.
Precisely. If you treat all data the same,
Yeah.
if you wash everything on hot, you're going to destroy the sensitive stuff. But if you wash everything on cold, maybe the heavy stuff doesn't get clean. Your analytics aren't robust. You need the right setting for the right data.
This is fascinating because it completely reframes the conversation. It takes it from IT is telling me what to do and moves it to I want to protect my own stuff.
And that leads us straight to the sales pitch. Remember, our mission was to figure out how to sell this. The source talks about using this analogy to sensitize the business.
Sensitize is a great word. Making them aware of the risk without a lecture on database architecture.
Right. So let's role play this for a second.
Okay, I'm in.
You're in a meeting with a sales director. They're complaining about the new data entry rules. They're saying, why do I have to fill out these extra fields? It takes too much time.
The classic pushback, you're slowing me down. I have numbers to hit.
Exactly. Now, the old way to answer would be, according to policy 7.4 of the Data Compliance Handbook.
And I'm already checking my email. My eyes have glazed over.
You're gone. But using the analogy toolkit, you might say, look, I get it. But this list is a bag of unverified laundry. We don't know if there's a red sock in there. If we dump this straight into our Salesforce instance, our clean white load, and there's a spam trap or a litigant in there, we could turn the whole database pink. We could blacklist our own domain.
Oof. Okay.
Is it worth risking the email deliverability for the whole company just to save a day on sorting?
That hits completely differently.
It does.
Yeah. Because now you're not the policy police. You're the person stopping me from ruining my own clothes. You're protecting the asset.
You are shifting the dynamic from authority versus rebel to protector versus threat. It's not follow the rules, it's please don't turn the company's shirts pink.
It creates a shared visual. The
Mm.
source even suggests using this in training campaigns. You can literally put up a picture of a pink shirt and say, don't let this happen to our customer data.
It's memorable. And that's the key. People remember stories and images way better than they remember policy numbers.
And it solves real problems.
Exactly. This isn't just a funny story. It's about applying governance to prevent the surprise.
The unpleasant surprise.
So if a manager asks, why do we need to fund this data governance program? It sounds expensive. The answer becomes so clear. We're funding it to avoid the mess. We're buying hampers so that when you pull a report out of the machine, it's clean, crisp, and exactly what you expected.
I can see this working for so many things, even onboarding new employees. Instead of a PDF of rules, you just explain the company's sorting logic.
Here we separate our piles. It sets a culture of care. You wouldn't throw an expensive suit in with muddy garden clothes. Why would you treat your client's financial data with any less respect?
That's a great point. It really shows the value of this analogy toolkit. It's giving people the words to have these conversations.
And for anyone listening who's thinking, okay, I need more of these because maybe laundry doesn't quite click for your team, the source material does provide some specific resources.
Oh, good. Let's show those. Because if laundry sorting is just L, I'm guessing there's a whole alphabet of these things.
Yeah, is indeed. The source directs listeners to visit the DG Specialist website.
DG as in data governance.
You got it. It is www.dgspecialist.com/podcast.
Got it.
And for people who are more visual, there's also a YouTube channel. The handle is just at DG Specialist.
At DG Specialist. Nice and simple.
And the source emphasizes that these resources are there to help you with real-world application, not just theory. It's about taking these ideas and actually using them on the job.
Which is exactly what we need. We have enough technical manuals, we need persuasion manuals.
Couldn't agree more.
So let's bring this all back. We started with my confession that data governance is boring.
And hopefully we've changed your mind a little.
You have. The key takeaway is so simple. Data governance is laundry sorting.
That's the headline.
If you ignore the sorting, if you just dump it all in together, you have to deal with the pink consequences.
A rogue red sock. The unpleasant surprise.
Exactly. And the solution is to follow the process. Separate the piles, classify the items by checking the tags, and manage for consistency with the right settings.
Separating, classifying, and managing to prevent surprises.
Hmm.
That is the core of governance.
And when you're trying to get buy-in, don't talk about regulations. Talk about keeping the whites white.
Precisely.
Before we wrap up, though, I know you always like to leave us with something to chew on, a provocative thought.
I do. And hearing us talk about this, it brings up a really interesting question about, well, about human behavior.
Oh.
Think about it. We all accept that sorting laundry is necessary. You would never dream of throwing your best clothes into a chaotic mess. You protect your cotton t-shirts with discipline.
That's true. I have a cashmere sweater I treat better than some family members.
Exactly. You check the pockets. You turn it inside out. You fold it carefully. You have this inherent respect for the asset because you paid for it and you want it to last.
Right.
So the question is, why do we treat a $50 sweater with more discipline and care than we treat a $50 million data set?
Wow. Yeah.
Why is sorting just common sense at home, but it's bureaucracy at work?
That is a devastatingly good question. We treat data like it's disposable, like paper plates.
But it's not. Especially now, in the AI era, data is the fabric. It's the raw material for everything the company's going to build for the next 10 years.
Garbage in, pink garbage out.
I like that. Garbage in, pink garbage out.
So if you're listening and you're feeling that data governance fatigue, maybe just change the mental image. You're not filing paperwork. You're separating the whites from the colors. You're making sure the company doesn't walk out wearing a shrunken pink sweater.
It's honorable work. It's the work of keeping things clean.
I feel strangely motivated to go organize my desktop now. Or maybe do a load of laundry. One of the two.
Just remember to check the tag.
Always check the tags. Thanks for diving in with us, everyone. Go sort your piles, keep those reports clean, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.
Take care.